Hey everybody, this is Welch Concannon. I am back, I am back, I am back. And listen, I'm bringing back, of course, I haven't done it in a while, but the Dark series, when I am going off the dome. Nothing else on my blog on what I'm about to speak about. Back on my crap of just saying what I have to say. You're not gonna see any photos, no nothing. It's just dark. And if a photo pops up here or there, you never know. I'm random like that. Because this is a straight up random thing. And that's what I do. But welcome thinkers, welcome new thinkers, welcome to my random thoughts. And this one, I can't even say this is random. I've been away for a little bit because I've been seeing some things, man, on YouTube and other places that kind of had me like, I need to step back. I need to step back for a little bit because I'm happy that everybody has their opinions, but there's times where you can have your opinions, but I think it's how we express our opinions that I can get really bothered by it. All right. I feel that the way there's a lot of unfairness. How about this? How am I explain this? Because I want to be direct, and I also want to not sound like a complete a-hole, right? But I feel like we all have a responsibility to be fair and objective. Some people just don't know how to be objective. All the way from the Grammys, which I am going to get on after this, to just people in general. We don't know how to do that. There are people who think they know what objective means, and they truly don't. The majority of the world don't know what that means. They don't understand it. They don't know, they don't know how to truly be objective with their favorite artists, whatever. They don't know how to do it. And even with people they quote unquote don't like. Okay? I'm saying all of this because J. Cole, and I can't believe that I'm even talking about this man because I just spoke about this guy. Okay? I put out a video called The Cole Conspiracy after having a very thought out piece. And I'm stressing thought out because that's how I roll. I don't just say things to say things. I think things through. I listen to people and I roll it around to see what makes sense. But I also pay attention to how those particular people move. And I'm talking about the stars that we are talking about. Because in the end of the day, we don't know these people, right? We don't know any of these people. And I feel like there's a lot of fans that feel that they truly know these people. We don't know. That's why in most of my videos and most of my blogs, damn near all of them, I say I could be wrong because I don't know these people. I don't know them. I can't sit here and be like, bang a gavel and bang somewhere and say, I know. I don't know. I could be wrong. But what I will say is this. That man put out an album, and and I'm skipping over. I skipped over some. I put out my the Cole conspiracy piece, and I'm very proud of that piece because in a lot of ways kind of cemented it kind of cemented exactly, or in some ways, what I feel like didn't happen and did happen. One, there was no Drake on that album. No Drake on that album. Two, he literally went back and he had to explain himself. And I should have looked up the song before I started. On the Birthday Blizzard mixtape, he went back and he actually explained himself because people didn't understand Port Antonio. He literally explained it again. Like, I was talking about this man not in a positive light. I actually was talking about this man in a negative light because you guys didn't want to listen to me. You guys think I'm talking about this man like we're cool with each other. You guys completely missed the plot. And like I had said in that video and on my blog, I felt like something happened after he dropped a 7-minute drill. Something happened. But he didn't drop out. I don't think he dropped out because of Kendrick. I don't see it at all that he dropped out because of Kendrick. So, but whatever happened between him and Drake, whatever it was, whether it was way before the battle or what was about to lead into that tornado, Kendrick wrote. He said, "You did co-foul." I swear, it's like it bugs me because it's like there's all this anger towards Cole, and I get it. He dropped out of the battle. Oh my fucking god! Like, I am so tired of hearing about it now. It's like that coupled with his who he is as a person. I already pointed at the whole flaw of him, of Cole, of him not being a good friend, him being a flip-flopper, him being two-faced, him being, oh my god, like, I get it, okay, I get it, but Kendrick still said, you did co-foul. And what's interesting, Kendrick not once yet, by the way, not once talked about Cole's personality. He had so much anger towards Drake. Anger towards that man. But yet everybody is so stuck on Cole, to the point where I'm like, oh my god, like, it's strange. It borders on strange now. Like, for me, I kind of like, watch my hands, like, okay, he's out. You're like, okay. But to me, I'm like, okay, that doesn't negate him as a lyricist at all. It doesn't negate him as a lyricist. He dropped out of the battle. He talks tough. He's been talking tough all these years, and when it was brought to him, it just did not happen. Okay. I'm supposed to cry about that? Like, why is everybody else crying about this? And mind you, there are so many artists, so many rappers that their names have been called out. And they'll be quiet as a mouse. It was just that Cole went out on that stage and was like public about it. Like, hey, I don't wanna do it. Which that he was public about it. Mind you, there's been tons of really shitty, bastardy ass rappers, I might say, that has done way worse, horrible shit. I'm going to add that have had their names called. Lil Wayne is one of them. Haven't stepped up once themselves. May not have gone out there publicly. Look at the fuck ass shit that he's done. Cornball ass shit he's done. I've heard people like, you know, have their little quick videos about him and say what they have to say, but then they leave it. That's it. Next news. I have not seen this amount of vitriol for a person so concentrated ever. Well, Drake. And honestly, even with Drake, I feel like people laugh at him more than they're upset with him. That's another problem. I feel like people laugh at his antics more than they're angry at him. And people should be angry at him. Because he's done more damage to hip hop, than fucking Cole. That's why for me, I look at Cole and I'm like, okay, he is who he is. But I'll tell you what, he's a lyricist though. And I'm fine with that. He ain't going out there beating up women, children, talking foul about his kids. He ain't sitting up there talking horrible about his people. He ain't, the amount of things these rappers have said, the 50 Cents of the world, the Lil Waynes of the world, the Camerons of the world. Like, my God, the things that these people have said and done. And I'm like, huh? Are we for real? And people are losing their mind over Cole because he has personality flaws. We have an insane amount of rappers with personality flaws that have done some shady shit, that have killed, they have done things in their own communities. Let's put that out there. They have sold drugs, put the D in front of that, to their communities. What's the outrage in that? For their own come up. On top of, tap dancing for Trump. On top of. And yet, I've seen people not get nearly as upset and angry for the crap that they do. They're not going on long diatribes about them. This man put out an album. An album. And because it's about, and that's the part that what's bugging me too. It's like people think the song is about their favorite rapper. And mind you, and I'm favorite rapper, i.e. Kendrick. Kendrick's my favorite rapper of all friggin' time. Not every song is about friggin' Kendrick, dude. Come on. And that was another thing. Because I'm like, nah. That was the problem with Port Antonio. And here's the thing. What bugged me about how everybody jumped on Port Antonio, and I'm gonna say this, and I think I'm a little bit more frustrated with my Kendrick fans, my Kendrick folks, man, than I am with everybody else, because of the fact that I felt like we would know better, like we would read into the lyrics just a little bit better. Why would Cole bring up Fountain Blue? Why would he bring up Fountain Blue? What the hell does that have to do with Kendrick? That had nothing to do with Kendrick. That was all about Drake. Bots. What would that have to do anything with Kendrick? When I first heard Port Antonio, I was like, I stopped dead in my tracks. I was like, this has nothing. Why would this have anything to do with Kendrick? This has nothing to do with Kendrick. And then that man had to double back. That was the part that had me like, when I heard that the Birthday Blizzard mixtape, I was like, oh my God, this man had a double back. I looked at my guy. I was like, I can't believe this man had a double back. He had to dumb it down, and it was like that to me. I felt like was an FU to the Kendrick fans. at that point. Like, because you guys did not get it. Here it is. I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about this guy. Is Kendrick trying to be a fake mob boss? Or a fake gangster? No. Like, I'm talking about this guy. The dude in Port Antonio mentioned DraftKings. Why would that be about Kendrick? I felt everybody missed the plot. And that's why I sat there and I was like, oh my God. And then this man mentioned Magic Pen. I think after a while, because Drake did like that song. He did. He liked Port Antonio. But I think eventually he figured out that song was not, just like everybody else who thought, oh, he sat there writing a love letter to Drake. He wrote this love letter to Drake. He figured out that it wasn't. It was not a love letter. It wasn't a love letter. It was a complete and utter diss. He told that man to tap into his magic pen, for crying out loud. That is a complete and utter diss. And check out my cold conspiracy video or my blog. I explain what that meant in detail. Or you can look up magic pen. That is one of the most diabolical disses you can give somebody. He only thanked him for help. Like, hey, thank you for being there. Thank you for those years. But I'm done. And people completely went over everybody's head. And I remember having this debate with my guy at the time, because he, like other people, thought it was a diss. Or he like other people had thought it was a kind of a Drake centered note to him. And I was like, no, it's not. It didn't make any sense. He's bringing up things that is not good memories. Fountain Blue is not a good memory. Like, he got beat up by Diddy. So it never made sense to me. So the fact that he had to turn around and explain himself in a little bit more linear fashion, like, yeah, I dissed him. And it's named Port Antonio, and I explained the reason why in the Cold Conspiracy. I didn't full on explain the reason. I think there is a reason. Wink, wink. I do think there's a reason. Only they know. But Kendrick, although he was in Port Antonio, he's never released a track or anything in that region. Because long story short, there's a studio named Gee Jam Studios in Port Antonio, Jamaica. And, Kendrick he's recorded there, but he hasn't released anything there. But Drake has. I think it's Thank Me Later, Thank You, whatever. I don't care for his albums. But it was that album that he did. And whatever happened, I feel there's something there. And I feel like, J. Cole is almost like he keeps reminding him. It's a reminder. And Port Antonio means something. That's why that photo was it was very ominous too. That was another thing. It doesn't even have Kendrick in it. So it just made it even worse. I was like, you guys, everybody was missing the plot, and it was confusing. And I just thought it was, for me personally, I am a little disappointed in the kinfolk because of the fact that I thought we would be a little bit better at picking up the lyrics a little bit better, especially when a lot of us do a lot of deep diving. Another thing I'm disappointed in is the anger with him. Why are we so angry with him? If he is dissing Kendrick, dissed Kendrick. That's on him. Do you know how many people are dissing Kendrick, but yet so many people are listening to the opposition? I don't get that. Like, and here's the other part that is kind of like, I guess, confusing for me. Kendrick says, fuck apologies. I want to see y'all geeked up. So if Kendrick is I'm not Kendrick, but if J. Cole's dissing now, let him diss. Because maybe Kendrick and J. Cole will finally have the friendly fade. Kendrick wanted competition again. Right? That's all this man has wanted, was competition back in hip hop. He's wanted lyricism. J. Cole has delivered in lyricism. Now, before I get into the friendly competition thing, my thoughts on the album, on the Fall Off, it's a solid album. I do believe it's a solid album. Production wise, I hit or miss for me. I think it's cool. There's some certain songs I think are absolutely dope as hell. Some I'm like, eh. People are like kind of, they don't like his singing on certain things, and I'm like, are you guys for real? Do you know how many rappers? There's a bunch of rappers that sing, even before the Drakes. Okay, there have been rappers who would sing in some of these songs and their hooks and whatever, and people weren't tripping. And I honestly like the raw singing on some and for some of these rappers. I think it's kind of cool. Hell, Kendrick does that. So since when everybody's starting to, I don't know. Don't be started. I don't know. I feel like I'm not even about to go into it. I'm gonna get, when I get into the Grammy thing, I'll talk about it, because I the hip hop and Grammys for me right now. Anyway, but you know, the whole thing, you know, production wise, it was like it's cool and whatnot. Some songs I like better than others. But lyrically, I spent more time paying attention to him lyrically, because that's what I've wanted in hip hop. I wanted that back again. Like, where's the lyrics? Where are people being thoughtful in their lyric game? And offering something different, refreshing, not Drake crap. You know, whiny and crying and talking about, you know, women's parts and we all hoes and stuff like that crap. Like, real authentic lyricism. Even though I have my opinions about the man and whatnot, I just wanted to hear lyricism. I wanted to hear, you know, what this man had. That's it. I don't listen to this dude like that. I don't. I know more of For Your Eyes Only than any of his other albums. I'm sorry. It's sorry to Cole fans. I'm a For Your Eyes Only super fan. I truly love that album. Everything else is kind of like, all right, whatever. But I just, and of course I'm Kendrick. Forget it. Like, I'm through the roof Kendrick fan. But one thing I am is fair, and I don't care for this, like, oh, I just listened to it once and it's trash. Like, what is going on? Like, because, you know, he's going at your favorite rapper? Like, that's insane. And I will always say this, I'm a music fan first. I don't care who you are. I even listened to Lil Wayne's album, and I listened to it multiple times. And there are actually probably, it's actually like two songs, possibly 2 or 3 songs that I thought were dope. Right, you know, and then of course, because I do production, I would rework certain songs in my head, like what I would do or whatever, but because I'm a music fan first, and I that's what I care about. So I'm going to spend time on an album. That's what I do. I'm not gonna just and just trash it. I'm gonna I'm gonna listen to the music first. I'm more of a music person first, so the production is very important. And then I'm gonna follow it up with, you know, I'm starting to listen to the lyrics now, and then it's a combination of both. But to like hear this like instant, oh my gosh, trash. Literally, I was seeing people. This album was barely like 5, like not even 5. I'll say like when I woke to start working. Like my goodness, I barely 12 hours old. Ugh, it's trash. Jesus Christ, man, this just came out. People already had videos. I'm like, it's depressing because then it'd be the same people that when GNX came out and they were seeing the opposition, you know, saying that GNX was trash. They had everything to say about it. They had everything to say. Like, how the hell you got something, how the hell you know, critiquing GNX, you know, X, Y, and Z, like that's messed up, da da da. But then you're doing the same thing. You know? But when did Kendrick fans start becoming those people? Like, and that's what I was seeing. And I didn't like it. I didn't like that. And I don't think people are stepping back and realizing, oh shit, we're becoming them in real time when we're not even seeing it. Because we don't think our shit stinks. So we're like, we're not even noticing that we're becoming the very people that because we've been winning this entire time, that we're becoming the very people who've been losing the entire time. And that's not cool. That's not fair. One, I'm not a fan of poo-pooing on, especially if Cole fans, if this is their guy, this is their guy, man. Like, let them have you can have your honest critique. I say after you actually listen to the album, like truly listen to the album, truly let it rest on your ears and whatnot. Like, but don't shit on the fans. And what I mean by that is sitting there and like belittling them because they're excited for their guy, coming out with an album. That was something I saw. They were happy. Why are you guys mad? Because they're happy. That's their guy. That is weird behavior. That's acting like Drake fans. Like, I was really, really disappointed to see the things I saw. I was very disappointed. And I felt like if everybody were to take a step back and saw what they were writing and what they were saying, they would realize, like, yeah, we were acting like the opposition. And honestly, excuse me, it made me kind of like, it's like, you know what? Fuck all this. I'm just a music fan. I'm not this fan, type of fan, that type of fan, that type of fan, and that type of fan. Yes, I'm a Gemini, but so fucking what? Okay? Like, I ain't one of these people who's on this like follow the flock. I don't follow anyone. I don't do that. That's not my gig. I march to my own shit. I don't care to fit in. That's not my gig. It's either you like what I do or you don't. You like what I say or you don't. That's how I roll. And I don't chase anything. I roll out what I do when I feel like it. Whatever thoughts I have, it comes out. I don't force anything because what is the point? Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not chasing an algorithm. I'm not chasing to get validation. I'm not chasing agreements, if you will. What I want is for people to think for themselves and to kind of like sit back and think, think. Because sometimes, like, if you're just gonna just run off and just be like, da, 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 really quick about everything, and just because, and it's so easy, because it's so easy, as soon as you watch something on YouTube, depending on how a person's vibration is, a person's reaction is, man, it can get you all like pent up. Sometimes some person's energy rubs off on you. It is not good. It's unhealthy as hell. And that's the last thing you want. You don't necessarily want that. And don't get me wrong, my euphoria, I know eventually my euphoria too is going to be worse than my first euphoria video. It's going to happen because I have a whole lot of anger that's coming your way on that. So that kind of, especially what I'm saying right now is kind of slightly defeats the purpose. But I don't want people to take what my energy and be like, I'm gonna run with it. No, what I'm saying is for people to think what I'm saying, not my energy, but what I'm saying through my words, not my energy, right? But I digress. Kendrick wanted a friendly fade, and if that is something that the both of them agreed to, that's cool. To be on Reddit and on YouTube and IG and, everybody's like, oh, he's dissing. The Cole's dissing, he's dissing. If he's dissing, he's dissing. Kendrick will reply in kind. Cole may be reply in kind. They do, they don't. If it happens, it happens. And you know what? It would be great. You know why? Because then they'll be able to hash that out. Boom, boom, dab, dab. They're all good. And it'll be a beautiful thing, possibly, maybe. But that's what that man said. That is what Kendrick said. And that's fine. It's not, we have to distinguish the fact that Drake and Kendrick was a beef. A beef. That was a legitimate beef. And I personally think, as I said before, that I think that Dot and Drake, something allegedly, that something may have happened. There's a reason why Kendrick is so angry. It's more than the accusations and all that. There's more to that. But Dot and Cole, not enough there. Because if that was the case, Dot would have said way more than that. And I don't think Cole would have backed out that quick, that easily either. So there's that. I think that what Dot and Cole would have is a battle. And that's cool. And we shouldn't, I don't know. It's funny because what did Cole say? He said they want to see blood. I was like, I don't want to. And that's the sad thing about it. I don't want to agree with this guy at all. I don't want to agree with him. But he sat there and said, yeah, they want to see blood. How is everybody, how everybody's reacting is kind of weird. Because it's like, yeah, y'all are all acting exactly damn near what he said. They want to see blood. Like, I want Kendrick to come out and just take out a machete and just like, what the hell is up with that? It's weird. It's weird energy, and dude, there's way more rappers, way more people who deserve much worse than that. Cole said some crappy shit. Yes. Cole has an envious heart. Yes. And I'm tired of saying all the crappy things he did and said. But man, there's too many people who've done way worse, said way worse, and are cruddy individuals. And it sucks that they don't get nearly enough vitriol than I've seen. This, I'm so concentrated, and I repeat, this amount of concentration that I've seen, that we got even people that I've seen on videos that are not, like, just like myself, are not even Cole fans like that. That are like, whoa, now this is just odd, because I'm not a Cole fan like that. But man, am I a fan of lyrics. And I'm a fan of hip hop, and I'm a fan of music. And all I've ever, that's why I thought we all wanted, right? Especially us on the Kendrick side. Like, all we wanted was lyricism. And I don't want us losing the plot, but it's looking like, you know, kind of losing the plot a little bit. Like, I don't want that. If you're not liking or affiliated with Kendrick, it's a problem. Like, no, that's bull. That's not fair. People are not everybody's gonna like Kendrick. Oh well, like, it is what it is. It sucks, but what are you gonna do about that? That's life. That's life. We don't know these people. We don't know anything. We don't know these people. What we do know is what we are allowed to know. And that's really it on that. And I feel like it's easy to punch down on Cole because he's not affiliated. That's simple. Like, he's not affiliated. So, or at least from what we see on the outside. So it's easy to punch down on him. He not gonna put out a cease and desist, you know. People are just out there willy-nilly, just rah all over him, and that's kind of messed up. Like, come on, man. Like, and I feel, honestly, I kind of feel like if it's really that bad, you know, why are we even, why so much conversation about him then? I guess, like, when I mention Drake, it's so fleeting. It's not long video diatribes. It's a fleet, you know, sprinkle here, you know, and that's it, because that's being saved for something else. I haven't talked about this trial or these lawsuits, all this stuff. I haven't done any of these things about him, and I don't plan to. Don't want to, don't plan to. But sadly, I have to bring him into the fold because he's part of, you know, Kendrick, he's part of Cole, whoever that I'm mentioning. Excuse me. But in terms of the beef, especially. But I wish I never had to mention the guy. It's crazy, man. Anywho, that's one of the reasons why I was gone for a while, because I couldn't. I truly couldn't be on YouTube like that. I wasn't ignoring anybody. I needed to be in the real world. I needed to kind of just, it was just, I'm not a person that cares to deal with unnecessary drama. I feel like there's way too many things in the world that's too important, like seriously, very, like, life-threatening important. And there's things, man, that we get so crazy about that I truly don't understand. Cole is not one of them. I am so sorry. To be this bothered by this guy is so odd to me. It just does not make sense. When there's just too many people, and not just, yeah, it's too many people that, you know, like Nicki Minaj, like, people who really are, like, doing damage, like, real life damage. Like, I stand next to the president type damage. That's something to be mad about. That's what I should be seeing. I should be seeing that all day. Not J freaking Cole. Like, that does not, I can't, y'all. It just does not compute for me. We gotta do better. We gotta do so much better than this. And honestly, man, I'm just going to throw this out there, and I could be totally, and I'm going to say this right now, I could be completely, utterly, totally, 100% wrong in this. But if Kendrick's watching this whole play out, he's probably shaking his head too. Like, y'all really losing your mind off of this guy when we got whole ass rappers over here literally standing next to a president that wants to erase our freedom of speech and all other rights? But we losing our mind over this guy for what now? I get it. Y'all trying to. I love you fans, but damn, like, whatever. That's not important. You know, they say like Nas, you know, J. Cole let Nas down, but did Kenfo let Kenny down? I don't know. And that's a controversial take, and I'll probably lose subs for what I'm saying. But you know what? This is my opinion, and I'd rather state my opinion and how I feel. It's Welsh's thinking, by the way, so this is how I feel about it. I just think that this is way too many important things in the world to be worried about, and us as people of color. And dude, come on, J. Cole, for real, y'all, stop it. Anyway, if you like what you hear and you rock with what I'm saying or whatnot, and even if you don't, and you're still rocking with me, hey, like, comment, subscribe, share, and peace out, thinkers. Please be safe. Stay warm.